Ever since arriving with the Los Angeles Lakers in July of 2023, it hasn't ever really felt like Gabe Vincent properly lived up to his relatively high expectations. However, that's all changed this season, as he's begun to really put things together and look comfortable on the hardwood. When Vincent arrived in Southern California in the summer of 2023, he was coming off an NBA Finals appearance with the Miami Heat the previous season. He had been one of the classical cases of a player the Heat had bought low on, and then been able to get production out of that far outpaced both his expectations and what he was getting paid. Of course, that led plenty of Lakers fans to expect a lot. So, it was a bit of a disappointing development when Gabe ended up dealing with injury troubles to begin his time with the Lakers, and then not totally producing at the level that was expected once he did get on the hardwood. However, now, he's making good on all his early expectations and finally performing at the level that the fan base had hoped for. Vincent has embraced point-of-attack defensive assignments with confidence and shown the type of aggressiveness that this team envisioned when they first signed him. For a team very much in need of more defense on the perimeter, Gabe's intensity has given them that on-ball, glue guy piece they were looking for. Gabe Vincent is finally playing like the Lakers hoped. Vincent has also provided value in understanding his role offensively. He knows that he doesn't need heavy usage to be effective and that his job is ultimately to fit in with the stars around him. He's someone who understands where to be, when to initiate actions, and how to keep the game under control when Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves are off the floor. Gabe's assist-to-turnover numbers have improved, his pacing has settled, and his comfort level within the Lakers structure is finally matching what the front office envisioned when they signed him in free agency. This is an underrated win for the front office for him to finally be panning out. And in the end, Vincent is exactly the type of reliable secondary option that good teams need over the course of a long season. When Vincent is steady, the Lakers' second unit is operating with more clarity, and the starters have one more guard they can trust in important stretches of games. If he continues trending upward in this way, Vincent's resurgence will quietly become one of the more impactful storylines of LA's season, and a reminder of why the organization invested in him in the first place. The Los Angeles Lakers' record $10 billion sale has delivered a jaw-dropping windfall to the family of late owner Dr. Jerry Buss, while also igniting a dramatic split within the Buss dynasty, one that has ended nearly 5 decades of family control over basketball operations. The sale, approved by the NBA Board of Governors in October 2025, sent the team's majority share, 66%, to billionaire Mark Walter, founder of Guggenheim Partners, while the Buss family retains a minority stake for a limited period. But behind the historic valuation lies a deeper question. How much did each Buss sibling actually receive? Buss siblings nearly netted $1 billion each, per ESPN. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, each of the 6 Buss siblings walked away with nearly $1 billion check once the deal closed. Someone told me that each one of the Buss children got a little under $1 billion, like a high $900 million check, Windhorst said on the Hoop Collective. That came a couple of weeks ago when Mark Walter bought the team. The massive payout was not only unprecedented, but it also played a pivotal role in changing the vote dynamics within the Buss family. Family votes swung when Jeannie Buss backed the sale. Windhorst reported that 2 siblings, Joey and Jesse Buss, had opposed selling the franchise for years. Previously, Jeannie Buss aligned with them, resulting in a deadlocked 3-3 votes that prevented a sale. But ultimately, Jeannie broke ranks. Jeannie moved to the other side, Windhorst said, adding that her decision was influenced by the price and a key concession. She retains her role as team governor for several more years. Her shift paved the way for the sale and set off the next, more personal fallout. Joey and Jesse Buss fired after sale. She's fired everyone. Shortly after the NBA approved Walter's purchase, the Lakers underwent a major restructuring. Joey and Jesse Buss were terminated from their executive roles, ending all Buss family involvement in basketball operations for the first time since 1979. The brothers confirmed the news to ESPN's Shams Charania, calling their firing heartbreaking. "We wish things could be different," they said in a joint statement. "At times like this, we wish we could ask our dad what he would think about it all." Jesse Buss later publicly blamed Jeannie, telling The Athletic that his sister has systematically removed every Buss family member from influence. "She's fired everyone," Jesse said. He described years of tension behind the scenes, claiming he was treated like an enemy, and pointing out that the sale only finalized a break that began long before it. Jeannie Buss power consolidation years in the making. This isn't Jeannie's first decisive move to take control. In 2017, she stripped older brother Jim Buss of his role as executive VP of basketball operations during a highly publicized internal battle. Since then, Jeannie has gradually consolidated authority, culminating in Joey and Jesse's ouster, leaving billionaire owner Mark Walter with Jeannie as the governing face of the franchise, but no Buss family influence in basketball decisions for the first time in 45 years. Though the siblings will retain minority ownership shares, they hold no executive roles and no operational power going forward. Legacy endures, but era ends. Jesse Buss said his loyalty was to the Lakers, not control or credit. "The only thing I ever wanted was the most success for this team," he said. The Buss family still owns a piece of the Lakers. But the controlling voice that once built Showtime, drafted Magic Johnson, traded for Kobe Bryant, and empowered the Laker girls' brand machine is now reduced to a single figure, Jeannie Buss, the lone heir left at the top. The Los Angeles Lakers are currently trying to figure out if they have a legitimate championship roster surrounding LeBron James and Luka Doncic this year. Doncic was shockingly brought in last year in a trade that sent Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks, ending Davis's tenure with the Lakers after he helped guide them to a championship in 2020. Of course, Davis himself netted a treasure trove of assets when he was traded from the New Orleans Pelicans to the Lakers back in 2019, and recently, one of the key members of that trade, Lonzo Ball, spoke on why he thinks the Lakers should have exercised more patience. Unpopular opinion probably, though I feel like I could have played with D'Angelo Russell honestly. I think they should have just kept all these picks and just see how it would have went, but I mean they still got the rings, so, worked out for them, said Ball, by the Ball in the Family Podcast with Lonzo and Gallo Ball on YouTube. Indeed, the Lakers wound up winning a championship in Davis's first year with the franchise, although it came under underwhelming circumstances in the NBA bubble in Orlando. Meanwhile, Ball has had his ups and downs throughout his NBA career, but is currently a serviceable backup point guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It certainly would have been interesting to see how he and Brandon Ingram would have grown together alongside LeBron James had Anthony Davis never entered into the equation, but the NBA is about winning championships, and the Lakers were able to accomplish that goal with Davis and James leading the charge. In any case, Ball and the Cavaliers will face off against his old Lakers squad for the first time this year on January 28th in Cleveland, which is a game he certainly circles on the calendar every year.